My husband secretly took a DNA test on our son. The results destroyed our marriage, but not for the reason anyone expected. When I found the DNA test hidden in my husband's desk, I thought my marriage was over. We've been together for 12 years, married for 10. We had one son, Noah. He was 9 years old. We weren't perfect. We argued about money, about work, about parenting. But I never imagined my husband doubted our son was his. The envelope was already opened. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. The result read, probability of paternity, 0%. My hands started shaking. I couldn't breathe. He thought I'd cheated. I packed a bag for myself and Noah. I was halfway to the front door when my husband walked in. He looked at the papers in my hand. His face went completely pale. "It's not what you think," I laughed. "Really? You secretly tested our son because you trust me?" He begged me to sit down. For the first time in our marriage, I saw genuine fear in his eyes. Then he said something I never expected. "I never thought you cheated." I stopped. "Then why?" he quietly replied. "Because I don't think I'm my father's son." That sentence changed everything. Apparently his father had been dying from kidney disease. The doctors wanted family members tested as potential donors. Every test came back impossible. Not unlikely. Impossible. His father couldn't biologically be his father. His mother refused to discuss it. She simply cried whenever he asked. The doctors suggested a DNA error, but my husband couldn't stop thinking about it. Eventually, he convinced himself the hospital might have accidentally switched babies when he was born. If that happened, could the same thing have happened to our son? He secretly tested Noah, not because he doubted me, because he doubted the hospital. Then came the first twist. The DNA test wasn't saying Noah wasn't his biological son. It was saying neither of them matched the sample he submitted, because the sample wasn't his. The laboratory had mixed up the swabs. The report even included a correction notice, still folded inside the envelope. Neither of us had noticed it. I wanted to scream. Our marriage nearly ended because neither of us read the second page. But that wasn't the end. A week later, the corrected results arrived. My husband was Noah's biological father. Exactly as expected, we laughed, cried, apologized. Life should have returned to normal, except my husband still wasn't his father's biological child. He couldn't let it go. Neither could I. Together, we convinced his mother to finally tell the truth. She invited us over for dinner. After dessert, she quietly placed an old photograph on the table. A young soldier, smiling, standing beside her. This was Daniel, the love of my life. She explained everything. Before meeting my husband's father, she had been engaged to Daniel. He was killed overseas, or so everyone believed. Weeks later, she discovered she was pregnant. His family threatened to ruin her reputation. A widower named Michael, my husband's father, offered to marry her, not because he loved her, because he wanted to protect her. He legally raised my husband as his own, never once treating him differently. He loved him completely. The biggest twist came next. Michael had always known, from the very beginning. He simply chose to become his father. My husband broke down crying, not because he discovered another biological father, because he realized the man who raised him chose him every single day. Biology had nothing to do with it. Months later, we tracked down Daniel's younger brother. He handed us a small military journal that had belonged to Daniel. Inside was one final unfinished letter. "If anything happens to me, I hope our child grows up believing someone loved them before they were even born." My husband read that sentence at Michael's grave, then whispered, "You both kept your promise." Today, our son knows the whole story. He proudly says he has 2 grandfathers, one by blood, one by choice, and every Father's Day, he visits both graves. Sometimes life isn't destroyed by secrets. Sometimes, the truth simply reminds us that love isn't measured by DNA. It's measured by who stays, who sacrifices, who chooses you, again and again. What would you have done if you found a DNA test proving your child wasn't biologically related to your spouse? Do you think my husband was wrong to secretly order the DNA test, even if his reasons weren't about cheating? Comment below what you think.